Good afternoon. My name is Catalina Rodríguez and I am part of the team that made this research. Today, I am going to talk about the impact of geophysical variables on the activity rhythms of spider monkeys, Ateles fusciceps, under human care in a zoo in Colombia. I will begin saying that geophysical variables, such as light intensity, humidity, environmental temperature, day and night duration, and twilight, influence behavioral processes, such as inter-individual social behaviors, communication, and inter- and intraspecies competition for resources. Previous researches indicate that ateles have a 24-hour circadian rhythm affected by different geophysical and social parameters, and also that daytime activity decreases at 6 Celsius degrees or lower temperatures and during exposure to rain. Taking into account the results from activity rhythms in spider monkeys previously described, we expected that differences in home habitats, weather, seasonal factors, and the human interactions may trigger variations in the activity of spider monkeys. In this way, the main goals of this study are: first, to study how rest activity rhythm of motor activity is regulated in spider monkeys in response to geophysical factors and climatological factors, and second, to evaluate how human presence affects the rest activity rhythms, specifically looking at how the weekly activity rhythms are influenced by visitors' presence. All this in a group of Ateles fusciceps living under human care at an altitude of 2,605 meters above sea level with cold weather. Our predictions are that as the spider monkey's location is not part of their natural environment, mainly due to differences in temperatures and structure of the site, their plastic behavioral capacity would help them to adapt to the new home and synchronize their activity rhythm to local geophysical factors. And human presence around semi-captivity monkeys' habitat would alter the rest activity throughout the week as a masking factor. What we did was to study a group of spider monkeys, Ateles fusciceps, composed of 17 individuals, most of them born under human care. The group lives in Huacatavio Park in Tocancipá, Cundinamarca, 1 hour away from Bogotá, Colombia. The average temperature during this study period was of 14.3 Celsius degrees. The mean photoperiodic duration was of 12 hours and 6 minutes, with the sunrise beginning at 5:51 a.m. and sunset at 17:57. The group, as you can see in the picture, is in semi-freedom outdoor area with two islands, surrounded by water and connected by ropes. Monkey motor activity was recorded during approximately 235 days with AW4 and mini ActiveWatch accelerometers initialized for counting and saving acceleration-induced impulses in successive 5-minute intervals. In the pictures, you can see the procedure to place the actimeter collars and how they look on the monkeys. So, what we obtained was that spider monkeys clearly show a typical circadian pattern, with activity being mainly concentrated in daily hours and was very reduced during nightly hours. Group month recordings show that activity started at 4:55 hours before sunrise and ended 17:25 hours, just a few minutes before sunset. On the figure, you can see that there are 4 prominent activity peaks. The first peak, around 4:55 hours, seems to be related to periodical factors of the environment, since the biopark is next to the highway and the Monkey Island are approximately 200 meters away from the road. As the biopark is located in an industrial area, human activities begin around 4:30 a.m. However, Ateles group returns to resting for approximately 1 hour and then they start activity again, which marks the second peak, approximately at 6:20 a.m., when the morning twilight and the sunrise have passed. The other 2 peaks correspond with the provision of food, one in the morning around 9 a.m. and another one in the afternoon around 15 hours. This last peak has a long duration since it represents the duration of social behaviors. Group's activity duration showed a significant relation with geophysical variables. In this way, the beginning of activity showed a relation with sunset and photoperiod, and the last hour of activity had a relation with sunset, photoperiod, and twilight periods. About the time of activity and the total activity, there is a relation with the minimum temperatures. And finally, the total of activity during the resting period has a relation with rainfall. To summarize, spider monkeys begin their activities close to sunrise and rest after the afternoon twilight has passed, but resting periods increase when temperatures is too low or when it's raining. About weekly activity rhythm, activity decreases on Wednesdays and Thursdays with respect to Mondays and Tuesdays. We know that the biopark is closed to the public on Mondays and Tuesdays. From Wednesday to Friday, it receives visits from schools, and on weekends it opens to the general public, regularly families. On other studies, human presence increases motor activity in many species of primates, so we think that human presence might be masking monkeys' activity, although we are limited to confirm this since the data of daily visitors are not available. But we know that the influx of visitors per year is approximately 500,000 people. We observed important differences in weekly activity. Females show more activity on Tuesday than males, and males more activity on Wednesdays than females. This pattern might be also related to visitors. Males might get more stress and respond different, but further observation might confirm this. Finally, the study was possible by a grant from the Consejo Nacional de Ciencia y Tecnología, CONACYT, Mexico, to Jairo Muñoz Delgado, and the financing and technical and logistical support of the Laboratorio Interdisciplinar de Ciencias y Procesos Humanos from Universidad Externado de Colombia. The authors also like to thank the scientific and technical personnel at Huacatavio Park for their support in the handling and interactions to work with the ateliers, and Raúl Cardoso for the figures. Thank you.